as you know, that this is your SoJazzie homegirl, Jazzie LaneJones, with SoJazzie Homegirl Media and Podcast. And we are on with a special edition talking to business owners about their business. And I could not wait to have this conversation. This has been months in the making.
It has.
And so I want to move out of the way because y'all know, I will talk because it's a whole talk show, right? This is what I do. But you know what we got to do first? Go get your favorite choice of drink, your beer, your wine, your water, your juice, your whatever you want to grab.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what, y'all? I forgot mine.
Yep.
But anyway, get yours because, you know, this is what we do. Kick your feet up, sit back and relax while we listen to some music. And since I don't have the music, I'm just going to...
Go back to what's on our head.
And okay, so that gave me enough time to go do that. I'm going to dive right in because this topic is near and dear to me, and I'm going to bring on special guest
Kimberly
of
Peaceful Sensory.
Bam, and she's going to tell you exactly what she does, and then I'll come in and talk about some of the stuff and why this is important to me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So now, Peaceful Sensory has a play on words, you know, like peaceful sensory, senses. Comfortable, but it has a really powerful meaning.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to move out of the way. I might go grab my drink.
You might.
But since y'all not going to probably see this, I might not.
Okay.
So I might pretend like I did. Anyway, go ahead and tell us all about your business.
Okay.
And how you got started in this business.
Okay, so my name is Kimmy. You can also find me as Kimmie the Daycare Diva.
Come on. You better be a diva in the
social media.
I love it.
Yes. I did childcare for 16 years. I'm still in childcare, just a little bit different now that my business is growing. And I absolutely love children. And in my daycare, I had a lot of children who were on the spectrum, a lot of autistic children, a lot of children who had delays. And it really touched my heart. Absolutely love children. So I started doing sensory bins. For children. So whatever theme I was doing that particular month, it could be weather or transportation or your colors, I would do a sensory bin based on that theme. And this really helped the children to develop their cognitive skills, their fine motor skills. We had one little guy who was going on 3 years old, wasn't speaking, but doing these sensory bins, he started to speak. So he did. And still love this little guy to this day. And so that's where I started the sensory bins. And then from there, my parents would come in and say, Kimmy, okay, well, what are you doing next month? Can you make a sensory bin for me so we could do the same thing at home? And so I started making sensory bins for my parents as well. And they would have birthday parties and ask if I could do favors for the birthday parties.
Wow, so it blossomed.
And then it blossomed from there. So Peaceful Sensory went from me just doing it for daycare, and then it expanded in my home, and it was taking up my whole entire dining room.
Yeah, because that's how business is.
Yes, and it just continued to grow. And then after a while, my husband was like, "Yeah, we can't fit.
Yeah, we need a space.
We can't fit nothing else in the dining room." So he found, where space for us, and we moved last September, and we've been here since September.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that are not aware of the spectrum, sensory issues,
yes,
because it's broad.
Yes, it is.
Right?
It is.
It's broad, and so a lot of people I have met, and I've told my story, and you can go back and listen to some of my other podcasts for over 11 years now, just kind of talking about autism, and working in an autistic home in Illinois with my ex-partner. It really opened my eyes, but it also made me go, is that why I'm like this, this, and this?
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of sensory issues that people that have already been, and people and children that have been diagnosed with autism, I was sitting back like, wait a minute, I don't like light. I don't like noise.
Yeah.
I'm really particular about certain textures of food.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Smell.
God. Listen, I'm like the princess on Sesame Street. That's 7 mattresses. And she felt the pain.
Yes.
When I was little, I was like, I feel the pain. If it's one tiny little anything, I'm going nuts.
Yes.
I'm going nuts.
And you know what? With children, you can see it so much clearer than you can with adults.
And we mask.
We do,
Yeah.
absolutely. But children don't.
Screaming inside.
But children don't. They wear their heart on their sleeve. Yeah. Yeah. They will go ahead and scream. And so for me, I'm with these children for 10, 12 hours every single day. So I'm watching them, I'm learning from them. And of course I can communicate with them in a certain way, but other people can't. Yeah. So my thing was to find something that they can communicate and connect with, and other people can understand them as well with that thing. So yeah, that's why I started sensory. It just made so much sense because everything comes from our senses. Yes. Literally. Yes. What we see, what we smell, how we taste, the textures, if we're cold, if we're hot, if we're hungry, if we're hurt, it's all from our senses.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's the sensory whisperer. I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
So the bins now, what was your thought process? And when we're saying bins, we're actually talking about things that you put inside of a bin.
Yes.
Okay, so nobody will be confused. What was that one kid or that one or two children that you said, I need to do something?
So in my daycare, I did a lot of water play. So we would go outside and I had these like tables, like deep tables that had a bin inside of it. And I would put water in there and I would just throw some toys in there for them. And their connection with that water and the toys that were in there made me think like, okay, well, you know, I didn't even know what sensory was really, what Montessori was. But from just putting the water play for them and seeing the changes that happened with them made me think like, you know, I can put other stuff in this bin that goes with my thing, and they'll be learning the thing while they're learning about their senses at the same time. So I went on Pinterest. And I typed in sensory bins. And all of this stuff came up. And the first thing I saw was colored pasta and colored rice. And I said, now if I make some rice, I said, so I'm going to color some rice. So the first thing I did was colored rice. So I did like a rainbow rice.
Wow.
Poured it into the bin, added some cups, some scoopers, some tweezers, and the babies were playing with that. And then I kept going on Pinterest and I said, you know what? That bow tie pasta looks a lot like a butterfly. Now, if I make blue and pink and red, I can do a butterfly theme. And I will color the bow tie pasta, and you just keep going from there. Like, that shell bow pasta look like clouds. I could do a weather. And I go from there. And then,
y'all, she's so smart. Y'all know I have smart people. I have smart people on this show.
Yes. And that's really where it starts. So now when I still do themes. So now when I do a theme, I know all these pastas and the colors by heart, right? So I can look at a pasta or look at a theme and say, okay, you know what? I can use cavatappi pasta for the thunder. I can use a shell bowl pasta for the clouds.
Come on, makeshift Italian. You better do.
I can use the chickpeas for rain. I can use orzo for a little bit more rain. And that's just how it goes. Yep.
And that connection made a child speak.
Absolutely. Yep. And I would just, and being repetitive. You're sitting there with them and you just talk about it. Like, that's pretty blue. That's a pretty blue.
I know you almost passed out.
I did, but I had to keep going.
Yeah.
I had to keep going. Blue, you know, and I'm like, yep, that's blue. What else is blue? Blue, that's blue too. And that's how it started.
I would have just wept.
Yeah.
This is a great way, though, to learn their language, right? Because their language is silence.
Absolutely.
Their language is touch a lot of times. Like, whatever. And to be able to match their language with your language. Now, that has brought parents a tool, you know.
Oh, yes.
Children that they play with, siblings and different people who didn't know how to tap in. It's just fantastic.
Yep, it's communication, learning how to communicate with that child and on their level. On their level.
See, listen, if y'all didn't catch that, on their level. Because what we tend to do is make our normal their normal.
And it's not.
And then we are upset and frustrated because we can't get through to them based upon our knowledge and our language, when we actually need to get down on your knee, come eye to eye, and figure out the language that they need to be able to communicate more successfully.
Because if they feel like they're connecting with you, they will continue to do that. They'll continue to connect with you. They'll continue to try to talk. They'll continue to try to communicate what they're feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, have you been able to take this into broader streams? Like, you started here in the school. Of course, now it's blossoming to other things, which is so positive. But has this been able to, like, let's say, go to the Board of Education or further?
As of right now, I am in the works to be on grant programs.
Come on, grants.
So when a daycare gets a grant, they say, hey, you got $5,000, you can spend it on these things. That grant can come to me and I can send them the sensory that they need. And that's amazing.
And go in and teach it.
And go in and teach it.
Which I think is amazing. Guys, if you need to have a teacher come and teach.
Absolutely.
Definitely contact me about that, because I think that one of the things that I found out, not only in this arena, but just overall period and things that we do, we will get something that sounds great, but then we don't know how to use it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we'll get a hammer and think, I'm going to use this on a screwdriver job. And that's, you know, it's a great tool, but that's not the tool for that particular thing.
Exactly.
So I think it's important not only that you say, hey, I can provide you with this, but allow me to then come and teach it.
Yeah.
Come through.
Absolutely.
You got to give these people your information one more time.
Yes.
We wanted to just kind of reach out on a little bit of a short to let you know about different businesses, and definitely this business. But I want to have you to come back and just really talk and spend some time, because I think it's important for people to understand what the spectrum really is. We say things really generally, but we don't even, she's on the spectrum. What does,
because the spectrum is very wide.
It's wide.
It's very broad.
And it goes into several different type of behaviors.
It does.
So I definitely want you to come back and do that. But tell the people, my wonderful audience, how they can get in touch with you. And
so you can find me at peacefulsensory.com. You can send me an email at peacefulsensory@yahoo.com. And you can find me on all social media as Peaceful Sensory. You can find me as Kimmie the Daycare Diva as well.
That's the one.
Kimmie the Daycare Diva. I do lots of funny skits and takes about daycare. And I advertise my sensory business on there as well.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You don't have to do it. I say this every single time because I really, truly appreciate you. You don't have to sit back and kick your feet up with SoJazzie Homegirl Media, but you do. And I appreciate you. Join us for more special editions, because y'all know I will pop on whenever I feel like it, even though the name of our show is Talk About It Tuesdays. Today is what?
Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
It is.
Y'all, look at that. I done made it on the Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
I done made it on a Tuesday.
Yes, you did.
I think today was
I
Monday.
don't know.
Y'all pray for
it's
your
been
host.
a long week on
Pray
Tuesday.
for your host. That's all I'm saying. I made it on a Tuesday. So this is a special edition for Talk About It Tuesday on Tuesday.
Love it.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Bye.
Help us pave the way by purchasing a laser engraved brick. By donating to our brick campaign, you will be sending a message to our community that you are the kind of person who cares. What's produced is a distinct brick structure that lasts for a lifetime, and we really mean a lifetime. Buy a brick with your family name or child's name. Mark a special achievement such as a graduation. Honor or memorialize a loved one, a teacher, a student, or a veteran. Add your favorite quote. The possibilities are endless. Your brick, your inscription. The laser engraved bricks donated will bear the names of those who came together and made a difference. It will serve as a reminder to others of the importance of charity. A small donation, a big difference. There is no improving the future without disturbing the present. Would you like to literally add your name to a brick and help us pave the way? If the answer is yes, then why wait? Order your engraved brick today and leave a memory that will last for a lifetime.